In this lesson, we'll take a look at how we can use the Bump Map 2 feature as a faster, more accurate way of achieving bump mapping effects as compared to the standard bump map node. So if you take a look at the scene that we have our bread geometry, and what we want to do is use the Bump Map 2 feature to apply some bump mapping effects. So let's take a look at the Lambert shader that we're using for this. Now, if you've already had a chance to go through the lesson on the standard bump map node, you'll find that the Bump Map 2 node actually connects in a very different way. So with this Bump Map 2 feature, what we need to do is make sure that it's the last node in our shading network. So what we'll do is take this Bump Map 2 feature, this Bump Map 2 node, middle click, and drag it into the material shader of our Lambert, or any base shader that we happen to be using. Now if we go back to the Bump Map node, we can connect the base shader into the color attribute. So just middle click, drag it up, and there we go. Now you'll notice that this Bump Map 2 node also does not require a lot of the additional nodes that the standard bump map requires. All these features are already built right into the node. So from this point, really all we have to do is define the texture. So let's go back to the texture folder, and we'll use our bump for the bread texture. And let's take a look at what we get. And you can see right away that we now start to get our bump mapping effects. And you'll also notice, compared to the standard bump mapping node, that the bump result that we get using this Bump Map 2 is actually quite a bit more accurate. So what we can do is, if we go back to the bump map node, is we can start to increase things like the factor if we want to get a stronger bump mapping effect. And you can start to see now how that really starts to increase the prominence of these normals that are being perturbed. Now we can also start to lower this if we wanted to be able to essentially reverse the bump mapping effect. If we were to try to take this to a negative value, you'll notice that it actually won't let us. The lowest it will allow us to go is 0.001. Now this is really just a limitation of the Maya UI. We can actually force this into a negative value if we use an expression. So to do that, all we need to do is press equal to -1. And now you can see it's forced it into a value that will basically reverse this bump mapping effect. You can see the areas that were sticking up just a moment ago are now recessed. So now from this point forward, if we want to adjust this value, we just need to press equals to and then whatever value we need. So in our case, let's say -3. And now we can see that our bumping effect is now much stronger in the negative direction. So we can also change the scale. Now the scale is controlling the number of repeats that this texture goes through. So if we were to set this to a value of 2, you'll see that the texture itself is actually repeating 2 times horizontally and vertically. So we do have the ability to come in and control that. So now you can see that this is being repeated many more times. For most situations though, you will probably want to leave this set to 1. So that's a look at how we can start to implement these bump mapping effects using the Bump Map 2 node.